When you put your trust in God to guide your dating life, it takes so much pressure off of you because you don't feel like you have to force things. Hey, Mr. Friends, welcome back. Welcome back to the Blissology Podcast,
where we bring you everything related to love, to marriage and relationship. Now, our goal is to create more bliss and less stress.
That's right. I am your girl, your host, the one and only Cece. As always, I am joined with my co-host here. Hubby, what's going on?
A lot is going on. Hey, everybody, this is Will, and thank you for joining us today. If this is your first time tuning into our podcast, this is a weekly podcast where we bring you inspiring, we bring you relatable and relevant content every Saturday about love, about life, about relationship, and maybe some stuff that's happening with us here.
Listen, a lot is happening in this world, okay? And we are so glad to have you guys with us today.
Yes, and as always, we would like to share what we call our blissful moments. Now, that's either something that happened to us or something that we did during the week.
Okay, baby, go ahead and tell our people what is your blissful moment.
I was on vacation.
Hey.
And it was my birthday. And I enjoyed it.
And you worked on cars.
Yes, I worked on the cars. Yes, I did.
Listen.
You know, I spent, well, the intention was to spend a day, but I ended up spending
the entire
3 days.
Vacation. The entire vacation working on cars.
Yes, but now I know those works are done and I don't have to worry about them.
I get it.
Yes, but it was good. You know, I spent a little bit of time with the family. As you could hear, she's complaining that I spent too much time with the cars.
Where did you spend the time with us?
We went to church together.
That's normal.
That's still time spending
That's
together.
That's all usual time.
Yes.
Church, dinner,
but
lunch.
Yes, she's right. I didn't spend as much time. I mean, the days that I were in, I got up in the morning. We ate breakfast together.
Because you were home.
and I was gone for the whole day.
And you were gone.
Yeah, but it was good. It was good. But we spent a little bit of time. But yes, I spent most of the time working on the cars. But I'm fortunate enough that I was able to take some time off. On my birthday, I think I mentioned that to you guys last week. She did made it, you know, they made it special for me.
Yes.
But yes, so that's my blissful moment. So vacation is done. I'm back to work, and I'm looking forward to the next vacation. Actually,
hey, listen, this man is start the new year with rest.
Well, that's the thing, you know. We work hard.
Vacation.
We spend a lot of time out, and if we can take some time away to be with our family, because what's the point? I'm working hard, but I'm working hard for the family. If I work so hard, I can barely see the family. I still lose.
So we didn't get to see you on vacation.
Well, that was one vacation.
Yeah, we didn't get to see you this time on your vacation. But, you know, we were glad that you were home, of course. You know, the girls always look forward when you take a vacation.
Well,
they're like happy to
when I'm
see
home.
Their daddy. The thing about the girls is when daddy's on vacation, they think they're on vacation. And I'm like, no.
But yes, all schedule goes out of the window.
We still have to be up at 7, the latest 7:30, and get ready for class. And they're like, well, but daddy's home. No, you don't have vacation now. You just came from a vacation, which was Christmas break. And now you need to get your little butt to class. Okay. They think they're on vacation.
It happens. You know, daddy throws things off when he's home.
Yes, and day off Monday, so.
Yeah. But anyway, so yes, that was my blissful moment, and I'm grateful and happy that I was able to take the time off again. I'm looking forward to the next one. Now, so today we're diving into something that's all too real for a lot of us out there. Dating in today's world.
Listen.
Specifically, we're talking about intentional dating.
That's right.
What it is, why it's important, and how to approach dating with purpose instead of just going through the motion.
That's right.
That's our topic for today. Listen, if you're tired of going on dates that lead nowhere, or getting stuck in situationship, or tired of casual connections and are looking for something meaningful, this episode is for you.
That's right. Listen, first off, baby, I know you mentioned intentional dating, right?
Yes.
I know what intentional dating is, but as you, sir, and from the man view, what do you call it? What is intentional dating?
I know what I want.
Okay, you know what you want, you're gonna go for it, huh?
Yeah, listen, it's about being clear of what you want.
That's right.
And why you even dating in the first place.
Yes.
Like, if I could take an example, when I saw you, obviously I know I like you, but for me to get together with you, I knew exactly what I wanted to get from it, which was to spend some time with you, get to know you a bit, and eventually get to where we are now.
Yes.
So that was my intention from the get-go.
Yes.
Well, I was a little bit up in age. I was 26, I think.
Yeah,
yes.
26, 25.
So, that's kind of the age where you look, stop playing around, at least for me. But yes, but you have to be clear on what you want and ask yourself why you're even dating. It shouldn't be just about, you know what, I want to fill up my weekends. Hey, the weekends, things happening, my friends are going out. I want to make sure I have someone to go out with.
Right.
No, it should be about building a real connection that aligns with your values.
That's right.
Like my values are family.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that I can get someone I can bring home
to your parents.
Someone that I can build a home with.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I think, when we were dating, I had a purpose, and I think that's another
The purpose was to make me wait.
I am that girl gonna make you wait to see if you're really all about me. We're gonna play hard to get. You know that, babe. That's one thing about me. I'm very hard to get.
She's mysterious.
Well, I think we all should. You have to be.
Yeah.
You have to play hard to get it. And I think for me, that's what it was.
Yeah, and you're right. It means you have to be clear of what you want, as I stated earlier. Yes. Maybe you're looking for something serious in a relationship. Or maybe you want to see if someone has the right values. And you have to make sure that you set that expectation from the get-go.
Yes.
Yeah, either way, you can't just be going through the motions.
Right.
Because when you mentioned, you intentionally wants to date, you have to have an objective.
You have to have a mindset of, this is not for me going in as to just play around, right? Yeah. This is for me to really go into this, what I want. I'm this age. It's not because my clock is ticking, but it's because I want to date someone that's not want to play. I don't want to just play around. I want to date someone who has a goal, who wants to be with me.
Yeah.
Because you got to be careful, especially nowadays.
Well, and obviously that goal needs to be aligned with what's important to you.
Right.
Because some people's goal could be they just want to get something
and then be out.
Right. and here's the thing, when you date with purpose, you save yourself a lot of time and energy. A lot of time. You're not chasing after people who don't want the same thing as you do. So it's about knowing what you want and be willing to stick with it no matter what. Yes.
And that's one thing I love about some of these girls, some of these people. Okay. I think this shawl is like, girl, just show off your shoulders. It's fine. Put some skin out there. Okay. Here's the thing I want to say. I think, especially nowadays, there's a lot of single people out there. I have some single friends, them.
Yeah.
They willing to wait instead of just throw themselves out there. I'm going to just wait. When the time comes, it's going to come. Mr. Right, whoever that Mr. guy is, he's going to come knock on my door and it's going to,
I'm all for waiting. And I think that there's a lot of value into this. But one thing I caution anyone who says they want to wait, sometimes they can make themselves unavailable, which means, yes, you're waiting, but don't put people off.
I see what you're saying.
Right?
Yes.
So be open.
Right.
Yes, this person may approach you. Listen to them. Because sometimes you can learn a whole lot from someone by at least hearing them.
Well, don't
just throw them off without even giving them a chance.
I agree.
Right?
And this is why I would say, like we talked about last weekend on the podcast, matchmakers, right? That's a great way of being.
Yes. As long as you as the matchmaker is not imposing some expectation on those people.
I hear you.
If you just introduce, and I think I was clear last week as well, make the introduction. and let it take its course.
Right. Let them
Right.
be. Let them be.
But yes, I'm good for waiting. I think good thing comes to those who wait.
Okay.
But while you're waiting, don't make yourself unavailable.
Just be open.
Yes.
Yes, I agree. Now let's be real. Dating today feels so hard, according to my single friends. Dating is hard.
Wow, so I don't know.
Dating is hard, baby. We've hear it on the social media world. We hear it in our circles, you know. We know it's hard because everything is happening so fast. Okay. First off, you have the dating apps. Nothing against them. If that's what you want to do, you know, that's your preference. Yeah. But most of the people that I know that are single, they're not on those apps. They don't want to throw themselves out there because they don't want to feel, you know, hey, I'm just going to get on the, you know, the online app and not knowing if this person is real or a serial killer because they don't feel comfortable. Let me just say it.
Yes, I mean, I think the dating app, some of them are for certain type of people. Yes. And I don't think we should rule them all out. If someone you're testing out, make sure that
if it's not for you, it's not for you.
Yes. It's not for everyone.
It's not for everyone.
And I think it could make it feels like you just, it's as if you're shopping on Amazon. You know, you go into a list of products and you see the one you want, you select it.
That's exactly what I've seen based on what they show online.
Now, in all defense of those dating apps, I haven't been in one, so I even know what it feels like. But I've heard.
We've heard how this can be very weird. Like you just mentioned earlier, like you're shopping online, you scroll to the left, scroll to the right, if this is not the person. And one thing, I was watching a movie recently, and then the guy was like, you know, the girl wanted to match her dad with someone. And it's just so funny how when they find the perfect match, as you scroll to the left to the right, based on the information that you provided to the system, it like perfect match. You know, like this is your match. Then your match, you gotta either reach out or the person automatically calls you because this is your person. I'm like, this is some serious
but you know, I think
stuff.
I think as we talk about the apps, I think there's ways people can meet each other.
Matchmaking.
Right? Matchmaking, but allow yourself to be social. Right? Whether it's the church community that you belong to, take part in things so at least your talent can be shown.
But what if there isn't any?
Well, there's always people. You know,
or the library.
You know, I say this in business, and I think it applies to everything. If no one sees you, no one knows you exist. Now, I'm not gonna go out there and portray yourself in a character that may not be in line with your values. But if you out there, you present yourself in the best way you could that represent who you are, someone will see you.
Yeah,
it could be in the community. It could be at the store you're shopping. If you present yourself in a way and you allow yourself to still be available, because there are people, you see them out there, it says to anyone, do not approach.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So, you know, if you're not doing the app, make sure that you make sure you can be seen. I'm not saying go and chase after anyone, but I tell you, if you're in your normal environment, what's normal to you, if you're looking, but listen, if someone you're considering intentional dating, whether you believe it or not, you are looking, right?
That's a good point.
If you're thinking you want to date, you want to intentionally meet someone who have the right sets of values that's important to you, you are looking.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Now, you don't want to seem desperate either and chase after every tell that you see, but make yourself available, make yourself approachable. Now, if you're a man, I'd say don't be afraid to approach a woman, because it's usually our responsibility to take the first step. If you're a woman, I'd say don't present yourself in a way that makes you unapproachable.
Okay.
Yeah. And that could happen in the natural course of things. It could be within the company that you work for. It could be within the church that you attend. It could be in the stores that you frequent regularly. So look at your normal environment, and there's opportunity to meet people there.
Right.
But you have to make sure that you present yourself in a way that that allows you to be seen, but makes it okay for people to approach you. Or if you're the man, build the confidence to approach people.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Now let's carry on with. That's what I wanted to add. If someone's not into the app, you got to look at your normal environment to make sure that you can be social enough to meet people.
Right, or school, or you know, the restaurant that you like going to.
Yeah. Now going back to the virtual world, there's that thing called ghosting. We all know that sometimes it happens in the normal world, but in the virtual world, it makes it so common that it's very easy for someone
people
to ghost
just disappear out of nowhere.
They disappear. Maybe they close that profile.
And you're like, did I miss something?
Well, yes. I mean, listen, if you think you made a connection, and obviously maybe you have 1 or 2 chats, and you think this will prolong, and this person's like, I'm not into it.
And that's the part that kills a young woman faith in, you know, like what they believe in.
Yeah.
Like, think about if you and I were on this dating app, right?
And then I ghost you.
And then you ghost me, and I'm like, what did I do? Did I do something wrong?
Well, that could be a self-esteem crusher.
Did something happen to this guy? Because I was still questioning, like, what happened? Because if we have a good thing going and all of a sudden you're not there, either you're afraid there's a good thing is going, like we have a good thing going on, you don't want to commit, then you should have never get on the app to begin with.
Oh, maybe that person was not, they were just a made-up character. And they just wanted to have some fun conversating. And then they've got their fun and they're gone. Because you can make up any fictitious character on those apps.
Or if you want to be a little crazy, or their spouse cut them, you know, or the spouse.
That could be.
Or the spouse, you know, gotta like went on the phone, like, who's this girl here? Before you know it, you get in trouble. But listen, and one thing you mentioned earlier is the word situationship. Okay, don't get me started on this situationship. Okay, it's like being in a relationship without having a title. Oh, what are we? We're just a thing. You know, we don't really have a title. If I don't have a title, I don't need to be in this relationship.
Well, you don't know where you are.
I need to know where I stand. Are we dating? Are we together? Am I your girlfriend? Are we boyfriend, girlfriend? Right? What are we? What are we doing? Are we just having a good time? Because you want to know. You want to ask these questions. And if you approach me, you know, let's talk about, you know, you approach me months later, we're still talking. You know, we don't really have a formal title. Yeah. I have no idea clarity. Right. Shouldn't you?
That's why they call it situationship. It's not a relationship, so no need for titles. But yeah, people find themselves into those situationships, and what you find is that, you know, the lack of clarity, the lack of respect. Yes. Because when you find yourself in those type of situationship, things could go. When you find yourself in those type of it's a tongue twisted. You know, when you find yourself in those type of situationship, there is no clarity, there's no respect. Things can get caught off at any given moment because there's no commitment to it.
Right.
So, and this is where, you know, people that are in things like this tend to want all the benefits, but none of the responsibilities.
It's the commitment they're afraid of.
And if you want something serious, this is not the type of situationship you want to be in.
Yeah, they're afraid of commitment. Yeah. Fear of missing out.
Well, yes, there is that. That's a big thing. You know, people sometimes think there's always something better out there.
Right.
You know, and what you find, they find themselves jumping from one relationship to another, thinking that the next one's going to be the best one.
Right.
So what I say to this is, if you find yourself with someone and you're clicking, stop looking at to see, okay, there's going to be someone better than this person. Yes. Look at the person you have and see if you think if you think it's a good thing, then build on that good thing as opposed to find reason to jump to the next one.
I so agree with you, baby, when you said stop looking. If you find yourself someone, give it time, right? Give it time. Stop looking elsewhere. Just know that you're going to commit to this person, and be respectful is so important. Yeah. If I'm with you, I'm going to respect our relationship or whatever that we are. I'm going to respect that we are together, and I'm going to give it time as opposed to like scrolling or an old fling that in the past want to link back in. No, I'm with someone and we're not going to, you know, go back and forth. This is what I'm doing.
And then one thing that I think people have to keep in mind as well is relationship takes work.
Yes.
Which means you got to give it time to work. That doesn't mean you won't run into headaches or whatnot.
Yes.
That bound to happen. But if if you know this person's a good person,
right,
give it enough time to allow it to develop.
And that's the problem. People
now, if you've given it enough time, it doesn't develop, then yes, there's someone better out there. Then by all means, just
or maybe God is testing you.
Jump to the next one.
Or maybe God is testing
or maybe God is testing you. But you know what? You'll find you can really test this if you have a good person with you when you run into difficulties to see, okay, if you're willing to do this much to make it work, are they willing to do the same?
Right.
And if they're not, you know that they're not in it.
Yes.
They're not in it for the same reason as you are.
So stop hopping from one to another and give it enough time, because good things takes time. There you go.
Absolutely. You know, you're right. Good things do take time. And in fact, I'm one of the most patient person there is.
You are.
I believe that if you approach things in a way that allows you to give it time to work, it should work. However, I know in the world that we live right now, we're in a different wavelength. We're thinking things has to happen very quickly. But how do we flip the script when it comes to dating to make it more intentional? Right?
Yes.
So what I say is that it starts with getting clear on what you want.
That's right.
And I'm talking what you actually want, not just what you feel, what you want, what you think will allow you to build your future.
Right.
You know, think about it like this. Before you go on a date, ask yourself, what's my end game? What is it that I'm trying to get? Where am I trying to go?
That's right.
What kind of person fits into that ideology, that life that I want to build?
Yes.
What am I looking for in this person? Or be very intentional.
Yes.
As to where you want to get to.
Right.
And I think that's where you need to start. Don't just date, you know what? I'm lonely. I want to be out. Let me just find someone to just go out with.
Yep.
If that's what you want, by all means. But if you know that you want something, you just ask yourself, what do I want to get from there? What type of person I think will be able to give me that? Right. And then build from there.
Right.
Right.
I agree. And I think if someone who's in their mid-20s, early 30s, those are the questions you should start asking yourself.
Absolutely.
Right? Because you need to know, what am I doing this for? Like, do I just want to have a good time, or do I really want to have someone that's going to be with me for the rest of my life? Because it's a fun time and there's, serious time.
There is.
Yes.
And you know, this is where you have to pay attention to things, because what we say and what we do are two different things. Action. And we all know there's that cliche that says action speaks louder than words. Hey. In relationship, that's very, very true. Check this out. If someone says they want a relationship, but they only hit you up at 11 p.m.
Listen.
Listen. You know that they're hitting you because it's convenient.
They want something. Okay.
Right?
They are looking for the cookie.
You know that's,
And you'll be a fool to pick up that phone, okay, at 11 o'clock or to go somewhere with that person.
Yeah.
Because they just want to have a good time. They're not looking for it. They're not being intentional. They want that convenient.
You're convenient,
Yes. Can you imagine when we were dating?
That I'd be hitting you about 11 p.m.
And what would you think my dad would do? Better yet, my mom.
It wouldn't work. There's no way it would work.
Yes.
Because there's no way I could see you when we were dating. I could see you home, and then at 11 p.m. you're getting in my car and we heading out. I don't see that happening. Now I've left my house late to go to gatherings,
right?
But not to go. Yeah, well, just join up with the boys, right? And then we go out, and then if we meet someone at that place, then we just kind of hang out there. But yeah, I've never tried that with you, and I don't think that would have worked either.
You know my parents too well to even think about that.
Yeah, she wasn't the most convenient person. But then again, I wasn't looking for convenience, so I never tried the convenient tactics.
That's right. Okay.
Right. Maybe we can go back and try that.
We should.
I know.
We should try it now while we have kids.
But you know what? In all, it's important to pay attention to what people do, not just what they say.
Yes.
Because people would say the nicest thing to you.
That's right.
But you got to look at their actions.
You have to.
You have to.
You have to. Because sometimes, yes, listen, there's a lot of those men out there that's going to sweet talk you off. Okay. They're going to tell you the sweet things you want to hear. And you know, once you start hearing those sweet talk, they ain't the one, baby. Run. Okay. Run for your life. Because no, seriously, run for your life. Listen, you and I, when we were dating, you didn't start off with, sweet talking my ear off. You didn't start off like that. We had our moment, right? But of course, afterwards, you would sweet talk me to sleep and, I get it. Because we were like deep into our relationship. We had a relationship going on. It wasn't a situationship, right? So therefore, if you in the middle, if you are with someone and they are sweet talking your ear off, this is not a good sign.
Well,
it's not.
Listen, as men, we have to sweet talk to women to get to them. And not all sweet talks are bad. And this is why I go back and say. But
not in the beginning, not when you first met the person.
It's okay, but this is why I say.
No, it's not okay.
Listen to the sweet talk and pay attention to what they do.
I will just hang up the call. Knowing me, I'll probably just
cut this is where you gotta allow yourself to be available. Listen to the sweet talk. Listen. You don't have to believe everything you hear, because
wasting my time.
I believe all of us have to be very smart about what we do when it comes to what people tells us. We don't have to believe everything we hear. Pay attention to what they do, because not every sweet talkers are bad guys. Listen, not every guys who sweet talk women are womanizers. Let me just say that. Okay. They're not.
Okay.
Not. So
I don't know about that.
You can listen to it, but pay attention to what they do. Right? Don't give in. Listen, validate what you're hearing. Do that. Validate it. See if it makes sense. And if it doesn't, then go with it. But at least take a listen. So one thing I'd say again, don't make yourself unavailable. Approach things with an open mind, but do your due diligence. Because, there are people out there that they want to take advantage of others. But I'd say, again, in the spirit of flipping the script to make things more intentional, I'd say don't be afraid to be upfront about your intentions. You don't have to be heavy about it. You don't have to be disrespectful about it. It's okay to say what you're looking for. And if it's something serious that you're looking for, it's okay to lay it out.
Yes.
I'm dating you because I want to build something. I want to build a life. If that's not what you're looking for, then let's not waste our time.
Yes. And don't be afraid to say, I'm looking for something serious. I think a lot of us sometimes, sometimes women, of course, we can feel a certain way about if you are a strong black man or whatever we have in a conversation. And you may feel a certain way to just say, hey, I want to let you know I'm looking for something serious. I'll be honest with you right now.
Yeah.
If we are talking and I may not be comfortable approaching and telling you, you know what, I'm looking for something serious. I probably just never call you or just ghost you because I probably wouldn't have it in me to say I'm looking for something serious.
But if you're looking for something serious and you can tell most likely this person may be that person, you should come up front and say it. Now, we can tell once we've had the first couple of conversations with someone, you can kind of gauge to see where they're coming from.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And if you think, you know what, this person is just looking to play around, you can come out and say, listen, I think what you're looking for is different than what I'm looking for. Now, this is me speaking from a mature standpoint. Okay. I don't think at 20 years old that I'll probably be having that conversation.
Yeah. Oh, you never know nowadays.
But one thing I think people need to be aware of, especially when you're getting in a relationship, don't apologize for stating what you want.
True.
What's important to you.
True.
And that goes for everything in life. If something's important to you, you don't have to apologize for it. If someone don't like it, then that's on them.
Right.
Because that life, that relationship is yours.
Yes.
If you want to build it and you want to build it a certain way, it's okay to speak what you want. So yes, don't be afraid to state your intentions. And if your intentions is to build something and you state it up front and that person is not what they're looking for, then hey, listen, don't waste my time. I don't want to waste your time. Let's go about our own way.
I will be the person that don't call you ever again. And I'll block you.
She's a ghoster.
I'll block you. I'll delete your number, and then you'll be like dead to me. I'm one of those people. Once I remove your phone number off my phone, you're out of my life.
All right.
Yeah. So listen, I agree with you, babe. And one thing I want to mention is red flags. Okay. Red flags. Don't ignore the red flags, ladies. Red flags, please don't ignore them. Okay, if something feels off, trust your gut feeling and know that this is not right.
Yeah.
If it's not right, don't force it. Don't force it. It's just something. No. Your gut feeling tells you this man ain't right for you. This ain't it, girl. You got to keep looking, or just don't keep going at whatever thing is going on. Yeah. Right? Because don't ignore. A lot of time I feel like nowadays, especially nowadays, social media, if I would say, there's a lot of men who has red flags, and because the girls don't want to stay single, they just ignore those red flags, and it just be in the relationship with the person.
Yeah, and I'm all there with you. I think if something's a red flag, it's going to become an issue sooner or later, right? Yes. And those could be, that person may be displaying some sign of they can't manage their emotions.
Yeah.
They have anger issues.
Or they have anger issues. Yes.
Or they have
temper.
Women problem.
Listen.
Baby mama's problem.
Baby mama's drama.
Or they can't keep their eyes in one place.
Listen.
There could be a number of things that pay attention to them, you know? And if you see them, bring them up. If it's something that, because sometimes as men, we could be doing things we don't even realize what impact it has on you.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you.
And but when you bring it up,
right?
Because if I'm getting with you and I want to build something serious, I'm willing to change certain things that I used to do. Because as a single man, there's a lot of things we do,
right?
That that it was never a big deal because we were single,
right?
Like I remember there was that one time I went to Starbucks and Cece was sitting right next to me, and this girl handed me Cece's coffee. And she said, "Thank you, sweetheart," or something.
Thank you, my love.
Yes. As a single man, I probably smile back and then take it. But as a married man, I know to just keep my head.
First of all, I was like, who's the manager? In my mind, I was thinking that. Because I'm like, first of all, lady. And I just can't stand when people refer to, if you're married, you should have respect for the spouse. Even if the wife is not there, you should not be calling someone else my love. I don't care what it is. I was like, listen, girl, did she just say you welcome my love? And I'm like, this is for something like if it's a kid who goes inside a store, or a young boy or a young girl or whatever, you can refer to them as my love or whatever because they're kid. But if they are, especially if they're married, you should never say, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you, my love. Thank you, sweetie. I mean, I think, or honey or whatever. I truly feel like some of these words should not be, maybe if I wasn't sitting next to you, that's something else. But I was right there when she said that.
I was
right there when she said, and I looked at her and she looked at me, and I think she gets what I mean. Listen, if you're gonna refer to my husband, I thank you, my love, and I'm gonna look at you like, seriously, girl.
Now, going back to the point that I was making.
Did you really just say that while the wife is sitting right next to him?
See, she's getting all worked up. As a married man, I kept my straight face. I didn't make any remarks or comment, which would have been very different if I was a single man. These are the red flag you have to pay attention to, is how this person react to certain things, how they handle certain things. Mm-hmm. I know where I was. She said, "Thank you, my love." I just take the coffee.
I was like, first of all, where are your customer? Like, what do you call them, baby?
I don't know.
Customer etiquette. But listen, you can't refer to clients like customer, like my love. You can't say that. First of all, you gotta have a proper saying. You welcome, sir. Thank you, ma'am. I understand if I'm not done. I understand. This is not the first time this happened. You've had this lady that referred to you as something else. Sweetie,
yeah, people tend to refer to me at certain places. Say, listen, but I don't think there's any ill intent behind it.
There's none. At the same time, the level of respect for the wife was not there. I'm going to, how about you're welcome, sir?
That would
have been appropriate. Okay. There should be, there you go. The orientation, when you start working at a company, there should be certain words. You should not be referred to a customer. My love, sweetie, honey, darling. Those are not appropriate to refer to a customer that comes through the store. Okay.
Let me ask you a question.
You should refer to them as sir.
What is this?
Or
Was
ma'am.
a very older lady.
Now that's different. Now that's different. She could be your mother. She could be your mother.
That's okay?
That's okay. If it's like an older lady, that's okay. But if it's like a young girl, in their 20s or a Gen Zs, no, we millennials will do feel some type of way when we hear other women refer to our men as, some of these words.
I just knew what my reactions needed to be, which was plain. And as if I didn't hear it, I just took what I needed to take, handed it to CC, and I saw she made the look. She wanted to say something, but she didn't.
I give her the look, and she definitely understood where I was coming from.
And we carried on.
And I was talking in the car, and he was like, "Babe, you still going at it?" I'm like, "Yes, I am." And what you gonna say?
Yeah, and I say this to say that when you're with someone, you got to see how they react to a comment like this, because some guys will find themselves in an extra conversation, maybe flirted a little bit.
How would you feel if someone says, "Hey, beautiful" to me at the store?
I look at them.
Okay,
but then again, people give you compliments very often.
Would you be okay if it was a guy that says,
I'm not gonna go and take the guy and says, "Hey, listen."
Do you think they would even refer that? Do you think he would even say that to me because you're sitting next to me?
Probably, but some people are bold and make remarks. That hasn't happened.
She's lucky she's not here in Palm Beach. She's all the way in Port St. Lucie.
But it is important to look how the person that you are with or planning on building a life with, how they handle certain things.
Yes.
And if something happens, bring it up, because sometimes it could happen with no ill intent, both on either party.
Yes.
And they just need to go, you know what? Now that I'm with someone, there's certain things that I shouldn't be. Because yes, I before I got married, before I got with Sissy, even before we got married, there's certain remarks that I used to make to women that I don't anymore, because I know now that I have someone that I'm with. I can't, although I hugged someone once and someone told on me and I heard about it.
It's not me.
I still remembered that. but pay attention,
because
to
you
how
were
this
doing
person
something
behaves.
wrong. So
right?
I'm like, isn't he with CC? Why is he over here hugging some other girl? It was a church. Okay, they church reach out to me like, "Hey, I saw your man hugging some girl. Like, what's going on?" See, this is what happened when you have community behind you. The community is watching out for you. So yes, yeah. Listen, speaking of community, I think for us, all joke aside, I think for us was really, when we were dating, it was faith. Faith played a huge part in our journey. When we were dating, of course, I'm very spiritual. My husband was just there.
I was riding along.
He was spiritual as well. Yes. And one thing we truly feel like is when you put your trust in God to guide your dating life, it takes so much pressure off of you, because you don't feel like you have to force things, right? You don't feel like you have to settle. You feel like, you know what? I'm trusting God, knowing that he has someone for me.
Yeah.
Because listen, God says go and multiply. So therefore I know that he would want me to go and multiply. Yeah. So therefore I'm going to wait faithfully, patiently, waiting upon the Lord. Is it easy? No, it's not. This is when you grab your Bible and you go drink water and fasting.
But yes, she was a lot more faithful and a lot more spiritual than I was. But obviously I was always in the church and in the presence of God. And there's certain things that, because I fear God, that I wasn't engaged in.
Right.
But that played a big role, as Cece mentioned, in our dating life. And up until today, and I believe for the rest of our life, our faith will continue to be a big part of everything we do.
Yes.
Now, one thing I'd say, when you did mention waiting until the right time, the right person, if you're single right now, remember, being single is not a punishment.
It's a ministry.
Yeah, it's a preparation.
Right.
It's your time to work on yourself and get ready for the kind of relationship you deserve. Now, if you're not in a relationship yet, there's a good chance you may not be ready for one.
Yeah.
No, look at yourself.
Right.
Am I willing to change? Am I willing to commit? Am I willing to give up some of the things that are very important to me? Because when you get in a relationship, sometimes you have to give up certain things.
Yes.
So it's a moment of preparation. Think of what a relationship will require from you.
Yeah.
And are you willing to do that? If you're not, work on yourself to allow yourself to get in a place where you could give that.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, absolutely. And one thing I want to mention too, and don't forget, God's timing is always better than our time. I know sometimes we wanted microwave
when
time.
we want it.
Right? We want it when we want it. Exactly. When you focus on growing into the best version of yourself, like my husband said, take time and work on yourself, because you are in that preparation phase. Whether if you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, even 50s, the right person will come at the right time. You just have to wait. My husband, you mentioned this earlier. Good thing comes to those who wait. It is so true. Good things comes to those who wait, whether if it's relationship, business,
everything in life.
Yeah.
Now,
everything in life.
But you cannot forget the preparation piece.
Yeah.
You gotta keep working on yourself. You gotta keep working on your skills.
Yes.
If it's business, you gotta keep working on those.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, you have to be prepared for whatever the opportunity may be. In this case, if it's a relationship, you have to make sure that you are in the best position to be in a relationship.
Yes. Right? And you gotta pray and work, because faith without work is dead. Yes. Okay, you got to put in the work.
Absolutely.
My husband mentioned earlier, get out there if you want to be seen so people could see you.
Oh, yes.
All right.
So if no one sees you, no one sees you.
They probably don't think you're looking.
Yeah. And listen, all kidding aside, dating can feel overwhelming. But when you approach it with intentionality, everything changes.
Yes.
You know, intentional dating isn't just about finding someone. It's about building something real, something meaningful, something that's grounded in purpose. It's about making choices that align with your values, the visions that you have for your life and for your future.
Yes.
So when you dating, you have to keep those things in mind. Now, whether you're single or you're already dating or you already even in a relationship, take a moment to realign your goals and values can make a big difference. Remember, love isn't about chasing perfection or following trends like many people are doing now based on what's happening on social media.
Yeah.
It's about finding someone who sees you.
That's right.
As I mentioned earlier, you have to be seen. Also, someone who respects you.
Hey, amen.
And someone who's willing to grow with you.
That's right.
Because that growth piece is important. So as you look at your values and what's important to you, what type of future you want to build, think of what this person would be like that will help you get to that place. And once you find that person, do whatever you can to start building that with them.
That's so true.
But remember earlier we said, lay out your expectations. Don't apologize for wanting things a certain way.
Don't settle.
No, settle. Now you'll have to compromise though, because in a relationship there's always that.
Right.
You have to compromise, but you got to look to see what are you compromising.
Right.
If something is a non-negotiable to you, and it's a core value of your being, don't compromise that.
That's right.
Because in that case, you're giving yourself up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So think of what you want, how you want it, and set that way early on so you don't find yourself wasting your time and wasting that other person's time.
That's right.
So I know we've discussed a whole lot today with you guys, but we do appreciate you spending the time with us on the Blissology Podcast.
Yes.
And I hope you leave this episode feeling inspired to approach your dating life, and obviously make sure that you have some clarity and some confidence in communicating what you want to whomever you're going to be with.
That's right.
So stay focused, stay intentional, and remember, the best is yet to come for you.
Amen, somebody.
Right? Until next time, family, stay blessed. See you next week. Peace.